Hey, I'm Amanda.
And Kirk.
And this is our level 3 class focusing on technique. And in week 1, we focused on 2 technique areas. Technique area number 1 is body control. The first thing that we talked about is that your arms need to be loose unless tension is called for. And we worked on this in a swing out. There's tension as you pull away, and then we can release. And then here, there's tension again as we redirect, and then we release.
We talked about doing it swing out 2 ways with the rock step. We have like the boom, ba.
And then coming together.
And the other one, I bring my partner to me. I'm like, 1, 2.
Ba, da. Okay. And then we also talked about, also with your arms, to not have Lindy Tourette's. So don't be making weird things happen with your arms that aren't actually signaling a move.
Yeah, I find a lot of times that sometimes leaders, when they're rock stepping, they're like, bring that hand up when they're rock stepping, or they drop it down, like they do some things that aren't leading.
Yeah. And then we talked about our body control. So our arms need to be loose, but our core needs to be tight. So we said make the hang loose symbol, put your thumb in your belly button, and put your pinky down like this, and then bring the 2 fingers closer just by tightening your muscles. So that's your core that should be engaged down here, and then we wanted you to bring your shoulders back, and imagine that you have a light in the center of your chest like Iron Man, and that it's pointed up, sort of diagonally. So this is all controlled and really stable, and then this is all loose, and we want you to bend your knees and get this going. So this is still tight while this is all loose. I know, it's a contradiction. It takes a lot of practice. And that brings us to our second technique area after body control, which was turns.
Turning.
So the first thing that you have to have for turns is this body control, because that'll keep you balanced. The other thing is that you need to have your weight centered over 1 foot at a time. Actually, we talked about that in the body control section, was doing really small steps. And actually, we're going to go back just a second. On count 5 of the swing out, followers tend to take too big of a step. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. And what we want you to do is to take the smallest possible step that you can. And it'll look like this. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, then turns.
Leaders do all small steps as well as a practice.
So for turns, core is tight, shoulders are down. The first thing that throws people off on turns is that one shoulder is higher than the other one, and then they end up kind of doing a wobbly turn like
down
this.
and level.
So shoulders down, knees bent. It's actually easier to turn if your knee is bent than it is if you're trying to do a straight-legged turn.
Lower center of gravity.
Lower center of gravity, exactly. The other thing is that your shoulders are what turns you, not your arms, not your head, not your feet. So you're going to wind yourself up, and then release your shoulders, and that's what is going to make you turn.
So we practice doing those spins in both directions. And
we did it with a double underarm turn. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we did that just in place. And that brings us to the second turning technique, which is spotting. And that minimizes the amount of time that you spend with the world blurring past you. So you're going to spot your partner as you turn. So it'll look like this. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And that was it. And we'll get to the rest of this turn technique and practice next week. And we'll, in fact, get the leaders
turn. So,
yeah. All right, thanks a lot. See you next week.